Hey, this hangout on air is live. Hey, this is Johnny Bean. How are you guys doing? Hey, I got some special guests today. I got Mr. David Nesdahl and
Hey,
the one and only Ronnie North.
Woo!
Ronnie,
Ronnie North, how you doing, man?
How's it going, guys? Man, this is gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to doing this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. We've been wanting to talk to you online for a long time.
I haven't done I haven't done like a live online thing in 20 years, dude. Last time I did one, I had a MySpace page.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I was
I
telling John
don't,
earlier. In between
that's
talk about furries and other things abroad.
oh, that's crazy.
man. Okay, so I already posted the links, like a lot of different places. So people are actually jumping in here already and watching. But
Killer. Well, we got
um,
technical questions already right out of the gate.
there was
Not
something.
the worst guitar player ever.
Somebody commented. Let me see. What did they say? Real quick. Uh, okay, this is Arthur Corey Atkinson
Right
asks.
on.
This is for Ronnie. Do you have a website for your custom guitars, and what is the top price? I guess if
Know what?
so.
Nobody's actually manufacturing them at this point, but you can get them made. My main guitar that you see all the time was made by Greg Bach. You know, the guy who helped create the feet and tuning system. So he's got a
Hmm.
company called Greg Bach Guitars. I think his website is just like gregbachguitars.com. And he actually has made a couple people my guitar. You know, like in different colors, but the same guitar. And
That's cool.
I don't know how much they are, but I know they're not. I know mine was. I don't know what they charge. I think mine was like 5K.
Wow.
Still, I mean, not that the company paid for it, but I mean,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
That's it. It's all good
So
stuff.
the thing, like all these people, I have all these custom guitars, and thank God, I couldn't afford to. You could buy a house just for my stage guitars, just for me with
Yeah,
nothing else but the stage guitar, with the five stage guitars,
yeah. That's crazy.
or a nice car.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so God
yeah.
bless them.
Yeah, but who needs a car in LA, man? Don't Can't you walk everywhere like in New York City?
Oh no, you need a car. LA, LA's spread out. Well, you guys are all into the mass transit. Like I hate traveling with other people. I want to be by myself with my CD player or my XM.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm exactly like you. I don't like, I really don't like anybody.
I'll deal with the traffic by myself on the train.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the missing persons song?
Oh, walking in LA.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Nice.
Like she's my new buddy. Like I'm gonna see her tomorrow.
Awesome.
I love me some Dale.
Awesome.
I don't
Yeah,
care how old she is. Dale is she's
I saw them up here. I saw them in San Francisco, what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? And I was hanging out with Warren, you
Oh,
know.
really?
Warren,
Yeah,
he
he
was
got
with them. He was with them for that tour. Yeah.
on there, but
Yeah. And
well,
I was talking to him about guitar picks, and he's like, I don't even use a pick. You know, he
well,
just plays.
seriously?
He just plays like this, no pick. Yeah.
wow.
Do you have his solo record, like his instrumental guitar solo record?
A recent one, or
It's been
from years ago?
years. I mean, I don't know if somebody like gave it to me, like somebody that knew him or his tech or something gave me like a burned one.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna have to
It's right
check
up
that out.
everybody. Like he's just so underrated as a guitar player.
Oh, Warren Cucurullo, man. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, well, he played in Zappa. I mean, you say that alone,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and of course, Duran Duran.
Zappa.
You know?
And I love Duran Duran. They're great. What a great band.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
was like, I'm all about the original guys, but I mean, if you're gonna have a replacement, he is the replacement.
yeah. Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
Vinnie Vincent of Duran Duran.
Cool.
Awesome
So hey,
stuff.
I have to jump off here real quick. I'll be right back. So Dave, go ahead. You guys chat it up. I'll be right back. Okay.
Sure.
And we're
So
on. We got
Ronnie,
people watching.
okay, Ronnie, tell me a little bit of your beginnings, like your origins. Tell me where you come
Yeah,
from and where guitar playing and
sure.
where
Yeah.
all that started for you.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be Tony Alva in the worst way, so I skated, and I even got sponsored by Pepsi. And then when I was 13, I got a Kiss record, Destroyer.
Nice. That's the one.
It changed my whole life. I didn't know, and when I got it, I didn't even know who Kiss was. So I mean, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I started playing guitar shortly after, and 3 months after that, we saw him at the Forum. During the it was so 77, so it was like the Alive 2 Love Gun tour.
Oh, sure.
And after seeing,
Man.
I have to do this. I have. There's no way I couldn't do this. So, and I been doing it ever since.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's like,
That's really cool. You know, it's like it was the same type of deal for me, man. I was 11 in it was 81, and the first concert I saw was Van Halen, Fair Warning tour, and it was a religious experience. 11 years old, and I'm with a couple of friends from school, and
wow,
one of their and one of the dads.
81, so you saw Mean Streak live.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I'm watching this guy, and I don't know who they are. All I know is I'm digging it, and I see this guy with this red guitar, not knowing anything about it. And then I look in the audience, and the women are lifting their shirts, and I'm like, I got to do what this guy's doing one day. I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy.
I know what, dude? 76 at a club down the street from my house.
Wow, that's insane. That's just
Yeah.
that's
And it was
crazy.
just some guy with a taped guitar. Like, I didn't know, who they were. It was just some local band, but I just remember it was so loud.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were always loud.
I think it was
But,
$3 to get in.
Really?
Yeah, $3.
Man, I can't imagine anything being $3 these days.
They were. I don't even know. They were either just signed or just before they got signed. I'm not even sure at this point.
Wow.
But yeah, that's crazy. So.
Well, so we know a little bit about where it started from you.
Yeah, I mean by 14 I was playing the Sunset Strip.
That's insane. Now, did you pay to play back then, or?
Oh, there was a time. No, not at first we did it, but then there was a time for a little bit that we did. But they, I was in bands with singers, and they'd always figure out a way to get around. I mean, I'm sure we did, but they bartered something. Who knows? There was deals had. I mean, we were paying, but we weren't paying. But
right.
The band was paying. So I'm sure there was barters, and some of them, probably were dealing drugs. They probably did some trades, or I'm sure.
I know what you're saying. A little under the table stuff happening. Yeah. That happens everywhere, of course.
A couple of years, in the mid '80s or whatever, but then we got around that somehow, and I haven't done it since then. But I mean, the first few ones, we did it was before it started. So yeah, I mean, Bill Gazzari bought me my first beer when I was 14.
Wow. So did you play Gazzaris?
Yeah, that was the first club I ever played in Hollywood.
That's insane. That's like, the beginning of really making it big,
It was really weird, too, because we were parking the car, because, obviously my parents had to drive me there, because, I was a few years from a driver's license. So when we were parking the car, we had to park down the streets, and we're walking down the clubs, down the street to where the clubs, you have to pass the Roxy, too. And, that night, the Runaways were playing the Roxy. I'm like, wow, I've made it, the Runaways were still going. I mean, they were still playing in '79, and
wow.
I've made it. Look, I'm playing right next door to the Runaways. Now I finally hit it big at 14. If I only knew.
Man, so when you started down there, was guys like George Lynch? Was he still like the main cat?
He was just a local guy. I knew of him because he used to live right by me. So, I mean, I knew of him, but I mean, I didn't, he wasn't famous yet by a long shot.
Right.
I mean, the first Dokken records wasn't until 81, right?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So he was still actually, I don't even think there was a Dokken yet in '79. I think he was still in the Boys.
Wow.
So, I mean, he was like a, people, there was rumblings about him, local guitar hero guy, just like Randy Rhoads.
Yeah. Oh, you must. Did you know Randy when he was alive? Did you know him?
I met him once.
Wow, that's something else.
Yeah, so I mean, he was the first rock star I ever met. But I mean, the thing was, he wasn't even a rock star. He wasn't even an Aussie yet. He was just a guitar player in Quiet Riot.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, and the funny thing is now I'm friends with this family. I was with this family all last weekend. So,
yeah. Oh wow.
And as Kelly Rhodes says, we're not friends, you're family. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's an amazing feeling,
Yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah, I mean we're real close, but it's a whole thing. So it was a trip because last Saturday was the anniversary of his passing.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so we were all at the graveside, at Randy's graveside.
Oh God, that's got to make your hair stand up on end,
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
I remember when that happened, man. I remember. Hey, look,
Johnny is back.
I am here.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
The Santa Cruz branch.
Man.
It's so great because Dave and I, we do a lot of these things, and it's great to finally to talk to somebody else who's here on the West Coast, because everybody we talk to for some reason is on the East Coast.
Well, now we
yeah.
got the coast covered. I mean, you're Frisco. I'm in LA, and Dave's on the East Coast. And,
Yeah. Now we got to worry about the middle of the country.
yeah, right. That place scares the hell out of me, man.
If there's trees and stuff around, that scares me.
Yeah, that's
trees and grass scare me. Yeah, I know.
Like Texas, like scary.
Oh man, they carry guns down there.
They too. We have a family house in Arizona. They carry guns there too. It's just bizarre, like seeing people walk in with their guns on their holster and their knives.
They've got the open carry down there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
These guys drinking and are carrying guns.
As long as the right people are carrying them, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but 99% of the time, it's not the right people carrying them.
Yeah, I know. And the right people get blamed.
Yeah.
Gun control.
Somebody who
how did we get off the subject of guitars and on guns?
Yeah, I know. Now we're talking about gun laws.
Yeah. Sorry, it's my fault.
Guitars and guns,
Guitars, guns, and women.
They go together, in a way.
Guitars, guns, women, and Ronny North.
Ta-da!
Oh man! So listen, tell us about some of your gear. Tell us, like what your
Look at that! Look
what
at
you're using.
This came in the mail a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, man!
Floyd Rose.
I love
green.
I love the black and green.
Green, yeah. And then the guitar head guy sent me some really cool pickups for it, which which are green and black, which are really awesome. I'm kind of impressed actually.
Those are DiMarzio's?
No, they're guitar heads.
Really?
Yeah, small company on the. I think they're on the East Coast too. They're in New Jersey. I think they're in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. I got to check them out. Hey,
No,
what's
really,
that headstock look like?
I've kind of known him for a little while. He's always like, "Let me send you a set of pickups." So when I got this guitar, I'm like, I'm gonna mix it up and kind of just see what's going on.
Oh, that's the Papiccio guitar. That's a Floyd Rose, no?
It is. It's got the stone tone block. I had to put a stone tone block in it.
Yeah.
Floyd, clear tone strings. But I mean, it's pretty effing awesome. I'm thinking about putting. I have a Sustainiac laying around. I'm thinking about putting a Sustainiac in it. So I'm still debating on that. So I have a. There's a new song on the record that it's all Sustainiac, so I got to figure out how to do it live, and I don't want to. I have a vintage Kramer with a Sustainiac in it, and I don't.
Oh, what do you have? You have the Sustainer, the what's it called?
Yeah, I have a
Kramer Sustainer guitar
with a Sustainiac in it, and I don't want to take that out. I don't think. I used it at rehearsals yesterday, and it's weird. Like it should be home. It shouldn't be.
What color is that one?
My chaparral's black, but I mean this is actually olive. I mean, it looks like it's black to you, but it's
actually... It looks great. I love it.
Yeah,
I love that guitar.
Funny, because I thought they were sending me a black one, because they don't have green ones. So I mean, I was gonna do the Van Halen paint job on it, and when I got it, I'm like, it's already green. So I'm like, I'm not gonna touch it. So for a while, I actually got this. I got some stickers coming where there's like a fighter plane, like the T. I'm gonna put it right here.
Oh yeah, a P51.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mirror Dirax guitars in the '80s.
Yeah, man.
It's a pretty cool guitar. I mean, it's like basswood with a maple top, like Eddie's, like a Wolfgang.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm kind of new to that combination, but I mean, it sounds pretty cool. So I mean, so far, I mean.
Now, is the bridge floating or is it against the body?
It's actually floating, but I'm thinking I don't like that. I used to do that years ago, but I mean, for the last 10 years, I've had them just so they go down.
Yeah, you can get there's a little trem stopper that you can put in the cavity.
No,
I
have that in all the other ones, but this one, and I think I'm gonna have them send me one. I'm actually talking to him on Monday, so I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool.
I'm still dialing it in, and here's my here's the main one.
Yeah, man, that's the guitar I know.
50-year Carina wood on the back and 50-year-old maple on the top.
Carina and maple. How crazy is that? That's
yeah.
Gorgeous.
I always wanted the Carina guitar when they said, go ahead and do it. You make your ultimate guitar. That's what I made.
Yeah. That's a maple neck, maple fretboard?
Or from like the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at the back of the cutaway. Most people don't look at it's all cut away on the back, like it's carved out.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's awesome. Yeah, you get up there nice and easily.
To get back in there, and it was kind of funny how doing that, how much difference it makes. Like I never really realized it.
Yeah.
So it does. It's got a flat 20-degree fretboard, jumbo frets. 24 and 3 scale like neck, you know, like a Les Paul.
Yeah, like a Gibson, absolutely.
Yeah, you know.
So it's nice and slinky.
Yeah, this one's got a brass block in it.
Yep. Most of my guitars do. I haven't done that to this yet. I may. I'm not sure yet, but it really resonant already. It's really super resonant already. I don't know that I wanted to get any more resonant. But we'll see.
Pretty cool.
But, yeah.
I got the D-tuner. Got to have the D-tuner.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Duncan's.
Mm-hmm.
Feet and tuning system for perfect intonation.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, actually.
What's that? Buzz Featon?
Yeah, most of my guitars have that actually. Most of my live guitars.
So you and your keyboard player are the only two in tune, and the rest of the band's out of tune.
Yeah. You know, when you're recording, is to use like a Featon and a non-Featon because they have like a natural chorusing because they're a little bit out of tune with each other.
Yeah.
I learned that from Satch. Like told me that. I'm like, that's an.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. It's a little bit of a detune going on, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's like, you know how they did that the second Def Leppard record. You know, like you know, that's not chorusing on what's that? The ballad.
Oh, Bring It On the Heartbreak?
Yeah, that's two guitars out of tune with each other on purpose. Like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, it's the producer's idea. I'm like, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, that is a
natural
good idea.
chorus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of the same thing. I mean, it's a variation on that. So I mean, that's a But I mean, who thinks that? I mean, now it's like, yeah, everybody does that. But
well, you know, I think guys like George Martin started that. You know.
Oh, Billy with the Beatles.
Yeah, you know, he started all that. Everything that we do now stems, I think, from Les Paul himself and George Martin.
Yeah, Les Paul. Probably, man. They're geniuses. Still.
Yeah.
Les isn't with us anymore, but George.
No.
No,
yeah, actually,
George
just passed
away too.
Away. Yeah, this week or last week.
He passed away a week or 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old was he?
Oh, geez, I don't even know. I don't even know how old he was. He was gray.
At least 90.
Yeah. How old was he? Vinny's watching us. Vinny, Google how old was George Martin when he passed away? And also, Vinny has a question for you, Ronnie. I don't know if you. I was gone, so I missed some of this, but can you ask Ronnie what kind of guitar picks does he use?
I use V picks, and let me see if I can find one. Here's one of my Pick World ones that they're really kind enough to send me. But let me see if I can find you a V pick. I'll show you. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it close enough to the camera where you can see it. There you go. Here's my V pick. Let's see if we can get in. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, it's actually got a V on it. It's a V shaped.
Yeah. Look at that.
Man, and it's green. Ronnie, dude, you gotta send me one of those, man.
Oh, no problem. Just send me the address. Like, I'll send you a few. You should. I mean, I love them, man. It makes.
I saw my face in it.
Yeah.
It has your logo on it. I saw it.
And so you ever get in a scuffle, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's gonna make you bleed for sure.
Yeah. That's cool.
I mean, there's no flex to that at all.
I just love it because it's green and shiny.
Yeah, I'm all about, like right on it, man. Attack. It makes you honest too, because there's no sloppy picking. Because if you're having an option, it's way apparent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now, how often do you go through strings with that pick?
No, what? I don't really. I mean, I seldom break strings. It's really bizarre.
That's cool. It doesn't make them dead quickly.
No, and no. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm a clear tone strings endorser. Like, and I'm not trying to push the strings, even though they are great.
Yeah.
But once I switch to them, like, the strings last way longer, and I hit the guitar hard.
Well, you must have very little acetone in your fingers then, in your skin.
So, I mean, they're coated strings, but I mean, they seem to, and I, if you've ever seen videos of me with the Floyd Rose, it's not like I'm, touching it once a night. I mean, my hand never comes off of it, and I'm, sometimes I'm swinging the guitar, I'm holding the bar, and I'm swinging the guitar around with it.
Yeah, cool.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. I've seen you do that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not doing that, I'm throwing the guitar across the stage, or whatever. You don't get into it. Whatever happens.
They're meant to be played. They're
It's
meant to be
sometimes you
played.
have to glue things back together at the end. I mean, it's happened a few times. So
That's why they make Stratocasters, man. Those things are,
a couple years ago, yeah, like I was on stage at something, and then like I did something, and I'm like, well, why is it not staying in tune? I look and the headstock is just hanging.
Oh
Like,
man, that's
this
great.
one's going in the mail on Monday to get fixed, and they glued it back. Like I'm like, do whatever you can to save the neck. If you have to switch the neck, that's fine. And they glued it back, and it's better than ever. It sounds better, and it seems to be so. Who knew? Maybe,
Yeah, that's
right?
cool.
I mean, I thought it was toast.
Wow.
I mean, that's the thing with bolt-ons, though. You can always put another neck on it, but it's not
That's
gonna
right.
feel
Yeah.
the same, you know.
That's what they were meant for. They were disposable guitars, you know.
That's why
way-
I use like neck throughs and stuff because you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Yep. It's pretty crazy.
Right?
Wow.
So
Johnny,
what did you guys cover
any-
already? While I was gone, what did you
We covered his origins, his beginnings, where he where and when he decided to play rock and roll.
Okay, cool. What about influences? Did you cover influence?
Ooh,
No.
yeah, good one.
Who do you like, Ronnie?
I started because of Ace Frehley.
Nice.
Completely.
Space Ace.
People hate that, like player people, like, how could you like Kiss? I'm like, dude, you're not getting it, man. And if you don't get it by now, forget it.
It's a way of life. Kiss
Yeah.
is a way of life, you know.
It
If without Kiss, there'd be no Van Halen.
literally.
Yeah.
There'd be
Yeah.
no a lot of nothing
Yeah.
without
You're right.
a lot
rock
of
and
these
roll,
bands,
rock and roll would be a little different.
Well, and it changed the way rock and roll looked too.
Well, rock and roll is not just the music; it's a way of life.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kiss was a major contributor in that. They still are.
Yeah, back in the 77, 78, they were the biggest thing in the world.
And no one else was like that. There was
Yeah.
nothing else like that.
Oh, nothing else still is like that.
They were so good that they made them actors. They couldn't act.
Yeah.
They were just so big that they let them do whatever they wanted to do, whether they could do it or not.
Yeah. But then they made a couple left turns and kind of, they stopped eating and were started to follow, and that's where they ran into problems.
Yeah.
They started trends. Once the disco song came out, it was, even though I liked the song, it was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Yeah. But
disco.
I even liked them in the '80s when the makeup came off. I still liked them.
I like some of the songs, but I would never go see them without the makeup. That's just a travesty to me.
All right.
You have different people in the band, and no offense, and but that wasn't the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm not a Vinnie Vincent fan, but Bruce Kulick, man,
I'm the opposite.
And you like Vinnie Vincent?
Yeah, he was the ultimate replacement. If you're not gonna have Ace, Vinny's your guy. He could play. He had his own persona.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The problem is, he was in it for himself and could care less about,
Yeah, he wasn't really a team player. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I saw Bruce at a Guitar Center one time, pretty recently actually. I saw him at NAMM this last time around, because he's always there walking around. But I saw him at a local Guitar Center to hear, which I thought was weird. I thought that looks like the guy from Kiss, And so I Googled him on my phone real quick. I'm like, yeah, that's him. But I didn't bother him. I didn't, I left him alone. He was just walking around looking at guitars and stuff.
I hated him in Kiss. I hated him. I just thought it was the wrong guy. Nothing. Because I go to events and he seems like he's really cool. Like I have nothing against him.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing.
Like I have all the Kiss books, and even Gene says like that was a bad time for Kiss because of him. Like he says it in the books.
Wow. The funny thing is, it was his brother Bob that played on all the records.
Yeah, that's the thing. But Bob doesn't. Bob's bald, so.
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't know that.
What do you got against bald people, Gene Simmons?
I have nothing against bald people, but
no, not you, Gene.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know what? Paul and Gene probably are too. We just don't see
I bet you they are.
No, they are.
Yeah,
I've seen photos. They're both totally bald.
Well, I've been backstage areas with them before, and I've seen the wigs on the heads.
That's so funny.
Fun.
Wow.
Yeah, and the heads are painted like the makeup, so you know whose is who. But they're
yeah.
There's a wig tour case that goes on the road with Kids when they go.
A wig tour
Well,
case.
how
That's
much hair they have,
fantastic.
I don't know, but I do see there is wigs when they're on stage.
Oh
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah. But
Remember,
actually, they both act. Their hair actually is like Nesdol's for real. I've seen photos. I saw a photo of Paul Stanley like driving a car. Clean. He looked like Mr. Clean.
seriously?
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. You know.
Who knew?
Uh,
Not
what
surprised.
else? Oh, Vinny. Vinny says Ace Frehley is a great influence. His first album, our friend Vinny, he's chiming in. His first album was Destroyer.
Oh,
Hey, me too,
cool.
man. That seems to be a common one. And like when I got the record too, like I had no idea who Kiss was or anything. My parents just got it because it looked like a comic book.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not something the kids will like literally. How random is that?
And they changed your life. You didn't even.
Completely, dude.
They didn't even know
Like
it.
4 months later, I had every Kiss record in everything that was out to that point.
Wow.
Went back and got the whole back catalog all up to that point, and then like literally like a couple months later, like 'cause they were at that point they were putting out 2 records a year. So Love Gun came out shortly after.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, well, actually no, Rock and Roll Over and then Love Gun. Like Rock and Roll Over came out right after, and then Love Gun. No, 'cause they did like the Destroyer like Rock and Roll Over tour kind of combined just like Love Gun and Life too. Like they were used the same outfit and just kind of
Oh yeah, yeah.
stage a little bit.
Hmm.
Wow.
Okay. Good times.
That's really cool.
Man, they don't make it like that anymore.
They really don't. I'm gonna see Kiss play next Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing. I'm a LA Kiss season ticket holder, and they're playing the first show. They're playing the first game.
Wow.
Again, they played last year too. But I don't think they're wearing. I think they're doing it without makeup, and I think it's unplugged this time. But like last year, they did a whole like private show for like the season ticket holders, and they opened with Creatures of the Night. Like they did a completely different set than they were doing. 'Cause I saw them 3 years. I saw them 3 times last year for some reason.
Mhm.
Oh, and it was like it was the same set those other 2 times, but the private show was like completely different songs.
That's cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I've heard. I don't think they've even done Creatures of the Night like for 20 years.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was really cool, even though there's no Ace and Tommy Thayer, but we won't even get into that. He's a nice guy.
He's a good guitar player too. He just, not he shouldn't be wearing
I'm sure
he
is.
shouldn't be
He
wearing
wasn't
the Ace makeup though. That's the thing. He shouldn't be wearing the Ace makeup. They should put him in his own
but,
makeup.
like were we talking about this the other day? Like like him and Eric, like I don't blame them for doing it. It's just the point that they're doing it. It's not their fault because obviously they're hired guns.
Yeah.
It just rubs me.
Well, you do what Gene and Paul tell you to do, or else you're not making money.
Exactly. A lot of people are like all pissed off at them, but it's not their fault. They're just, they're getting a paycheck and they do what the boss says. Done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you can't for it. It just rubs me the wrong way, either way. But that being said, if they offered me to take Ace's spot, I would do it in a second.
You have to. How do you say no to that?
Yeah, exactly. To play Kiss songs all night and go and tour the world, like, where's the downside?
There isn't any.
Right? There's none.
And your girl problem is solved then.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, we were talking about this the other day, weren't we? Like, I lost my taste for groupies a long time ago. But, who knows? Maybe I could reinvigorate it.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what could happen.
I'm more about the quality now than the quantity. Like, you would ask me 20 years ago, it was completely the opposite,
Yeah.
Groupies, every once in a while you throw a girlfriend in there. Groupie.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's the groupie and the girlfriend, you're juggling them both simultaneously.
Well, it's funny that you should say that. Funny that you mentioned groupies because, I've had several girlfriends in the past say that they want to be, the groupie, and I'm like, do you know what groupies do?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to be a groupie. You want to be a fan of the band. That's fine. You don't want to say the word groupie because groupies take you into the ladies' room and they finish you off. That's what they do. They don't. That's what the word groupie means. So, and then once you let them know,
they still exist.
Oh yeah, I know, and they're pros.
They're
pros.
Like literally, like a few years ago, we were at NAMM, and this girl walked up to me, and I just got off stage at NAMM at the Hilton, and she's like, "I want to take you in the bathroom and F you." And I looked over. Did you just say what I thought? I'm like, there's no way in hell like people talk like that. And she was hot.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I'm flattered, but no thanks. But who else? Who knows how many other people took up the offer that night?
Well, not to mention, I don't know. You just got off the stage. You're probably all sweaty,
Yeah,
sweating
but
in your own soup.
who knows who it's been?
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't want to die. I survived the '80s. I don't want to die.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to keep rocking.
Right? Yeah.
That's right. Oh, here comes more questions.
Yeah, yeah, that's Vinny. Kiss changed the cover of Creatures of the Night without the makeup? Huh?
Did they
And
really?
and Bruce is on it?
No way.
I don't know. That's what Vinny says. Vinny knows his rock and roll.
Yeah, Vinny's
What is it?
I think he's almost as big a Kiss fan as he is a Van Halen fan, I believe.
Was he? Yeah, he replaced Vinny, so he probably would have been there on standby. Because that's when Vinny, cause during that tour, like Vinny was quitting and then coming back and quitting. Remember?
Yeah.
He was off and on there before they finally fired him.
Hmm.
So I guess Bruce probably would have had to fill in, and then when they got like the St. John guy.
Oh yeah.
Like he only did like a couple shows, and
he was great too, but he was sick.
Dude, he was a good player, but I mean he didn't really fit in either, and he's from here, so I would see him, and that guy was just a whole other thing. I mean, it sucks he's dead. I mean, nobody's gonna die, period. I don't even know what he died of. What did he die of? Like, I don't even know. Cancer?
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't remember. He was sick though.
Yeah.
He was sick.
I mean, I would sit there. There's this place in the OC called the Marquee. I mean, it doesn't exist anymore. Now it's a strip club, but it was like a big rock club in the OC, and we all lived I live in the OC, by Disneyland,
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5 minutes from Nam, if anybody knows where Nam is. But anyway,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Patella.
with the big OC club, I would go there, during the week, and I would go in Hollywood during the weekend. I would do the, switch off. Sometimes we do an OC club, an earlier set in the OC, and drive to Hollywood and do it like the Roxy or the Whiskey or something later that night, like
Mm-hmm.
do a 9 and a 12, so.
Oh yeah.
I would be there, and like I would sit there at the bar, like watching him, introduce himself to rocker chicks. Hi, I'm Mark St. John, formerly of Kiss. Like that was his line.
Wow.
Needless to
Now
say,
what?
he didn't tour a lot.
No.
No, not really.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, he was a big, heavy guy with a wig.
Oh yeah. He
wasn't a skinny guy.
Well, I remember him being big, but I don't remember him having a big gut. I just remember him being a big dude.
He wasn't skinny. I mean, I wouldn't say he was really fat, but he wasn't skinny. He was like a football.
Hey, look at Gene Simmons though. That guy's fat.
Yeah, but he's tall. You kind of hides it.
Yeah.
Mark St. John wasn't really that tall.
Oh, okay. Better to be tall and fat than short and fat.
Yeah, short and fat looks worse. Yeah. This for all you up-and-coming rockers. Be tall and fat.
That's so funny.
Either way, it doesn't really.
Man. So Ronnie, so who else? Who else do you like? Who else did you grow up on?
It was A's, and then almost immediately after, this record called Van Halen 1 came out, like literally like a month later.
I never heard that one.
That's crazy.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. And I couldn't even believe that was a guitar. Like, I don't even understand. I don't understand this. So I need to say I couldn't figure that out. And then my brother's a drummer, so he had a guitar player in his band who was a little bit older than us. Like, after like the first year or two, like I stopped playing with people in high school and started playing with people in their 20s just because people in high school sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So plus people that weren't in high school like had cars. So I'm like, this could kind of work out. You can go places.
Absolutely. Always play with guys that are older than you.
Driving, so that wasn't even. I started playing when I was 14 on the Strip. I went to the Rainbow for the first time when I was 14.
Did you see Lemmy?
You know what? Up until I did. Actually.
That's cool.
Lemmy was only like 55 or 60 at that point.
Wow.
He was actually a really nice guy. Like I didn't know him, but I'd see him all the time. He was really cool. And I actually went to a party at his house one time in his little apartment. It was crazy, man.
No shit.
Yeah, so good guy. But that sucks, man. He's a rock and roll icon. I just saw his statue at the Rainbow the other day. I think they're gonna debut it like at the party in a couple weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they have like a big public, showing or something. So he deserves it, man. He lived there.
Yeah, he was there every day, drinking his Jack Daniels, smoking, and playing poker.
Yeah, Emmy, man.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. So I mean, so there was Eddie, so which was awesome, and then and of course Randy. I loved Randy.
Oh, how could you not love Randy, man? Randy Rhoads was,
amazing.
You know what? There was the two. There were the two. There were Eddie. There was Eddie, and there was Randy, and it was like it was like the heavyweight. It was like the heavyweight bout between the two of them. Who was better and who was more exciting, and just it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the three of them because then there was there was Randy, Eddie, and like George.
Yeah, but George was a little bit older than those cats.
Yeah, I think he's 10 years older than they are.
Yeah. So but still can wail. I mean, even to this day, I mean, he plays his ass off.
I know early on, I also love Joe Perry.
Yeah. I have a buddy. I don't know if you know Andy Aladort from Guitar World magazine. We did a hangout with him last night or the day before.
Oh, really? Wow.
Who?
Yeah,
who is it?
He lives literally I could walk to his house. He's and he's kind of like a Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan guy. He was friends with Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Andy. That was last night.
That was last night. Yeah. So we did a hangout with him, and one thing I wanted to talk to him about was he was giving Joe Perry guitar lessons. Like within the last 4 years, Joe Perry several times has called my buddy Andy to fly him up to Boston to give him lessons. Formal guitar lessons. No, seriously, this is no bullshit. And I was trying to get Andy to talk about it, and one thing led to another, and we couldn't talk about it. But
yeah, he's not.
But it was it's the actual truth, and it blows my mind, because Joe Perry's Joe Perry. Why would he need lessons, or why would he think he needs lessons? But it was.
Hey, you got the guy credit for pushing. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, and you could clearly see in the last couple tours that those lessons really paid off because his playing has gotten so much better in the last 2 tours that Aerosmith did.
Yeah, it kind of does. It is a little different, but I mean, I kind of like how he's he's sloppy, but it's not a.
Yeah, he's like a Jimmy Page. He's like a Jimmy Page kind
of. He's better than Jimmy Page. I mean, now.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Page is, I think he's amazing, and he's the whole package. Wrote the songs, produced the songs, played them live. I mean, he's not the best executioner of it live.
No, he was a sloppy guitar player, but that was part of his swagger. If you're gonna play guitar down to your ankles, I don't care how good you are, you're not gonna perform perfectly.
Yeah.
But
he's fucking Jimmy Page. It's like, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I also used to like Shanker.
Oh, well, which one, Michael or Rudy?
Michael, yeah, Rudy, yeah. Michael. I loved UFO because obviously UFO in the 70s was a big thing. But I mean, even the first MSG record,
Yeah, sure.
Did the arena.
Yeah, that's crazy. Was it Strangers in the Night, that record?
Yeah.
Great record.
That's the live record, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's just.
But I think that's the iconic one.
No, it is. Yeah. Just his play. I mean, still his play. I mean, I've opened for him a few times, and it's
no kidding.
I like to say we hung out, but he doesn't really hang out with people.
Yeah.
We were told we weren't allowed to be within 50 feet of him, directly contact him, directly.
Oh, no. That's horrible.
Yeah. That's happened a few times when I opened. That's a whole other episode of opening for people.
Really?
You can open for them, but you never see them.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can't even watch them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we opened for those guys, but
when he went back to the hotel or whatever, like his guitar rack was right next to mine. I took a picture standing in front of the guitar rack, with the black and white V.
Yeah.
Wow. The black and white V one. It's like the real one, the Gibson one, not the Dean one. At the Gibson Custom Shop when they were repainting my Les Paul, like it was there. They were refretting it for him. That thing was like the biggest piece.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It had like a drumstick, like grafting on the headstock on the back, like it was glued into the back of the headstock. Like he had snapped the neck off, and they must have been on the road and like crazy glued it back on with like the drumstick to be like a support. It was crazy.
Hmm.
That is crazy.
That's real relic.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Yeah, yeah, road rash.
Relic.
Man. Wow. I really wish I was in LA at that time. I feel like I missed out because I'm the right age to be all in that, but being on the East Coast, I feel like I missed a lot of that type of stuff, and I'm an '80s guy, I love '80s rock, especially early '80s, late '70s, early '80s, and I really feel like I missed out and seeing a lot of that stuff.
It just happened. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time,
Yeah.
Guys, man, it was cool.
Yeah, you were telling some great stories, man. Ronnie, when we met up. We met up at the EVH Gear booth. We just happened to run into each other.
That's so funny, randomly.
At NAMM, yeah, just this last January. And Greg Renoff, the guy who wrote Van Halen Rising, was like, hey. And he's like, hey, Johnny. So I'm like, Greg, meet Ronnie. And I introduced you guys, and you guys just totally went off on a whole early Van Halen discussion.
Yeah, all things Van Halen, man. I was there. Like, I saw a lot of that early stuff, man.
Like, what did you see?
Yeah,
I remember you telling Greg that stuff. Well, like, what kind of you saw them play live and stuff?
I saw them play at the Golden West Ballroom, which was my parents still live there to this day. Like literally, right? It's a church now, but I mean, literally, like at the end of my street, like 3 blocks from my house. Just walk.
That's insanity.
There's this big DJ here in LA called Rodney Binghamheimer. He pretty much invented K-Rock. I don't know, K-Rock there in New York is like a rock station, but here it's like a new wave station. So they used to play like the Devo and Missing Person, all that act, like all that new wave stuff when it was happening. Like they were cutting it, like they started it, everybody else jumped on the bandwagon. So he was the big, new wave DJ guy. He was the whole thing was built around him, and then they got other DJs later on and kicked him out. But he used to have this thing called Rodney Bingham. He had before the Rainbow even. He had this thing called Rodney because he knows Jimmy Page and everybody. It was like the English disco, like Rodney Binghamheimer's English disco, and like Jimmy Page and everybody used to hang out there. And David Bowie and who's the other glam guy? The Bang Your Gong guy.
Oh, T-Rex.
T-Rex. They'd hang out too, like all those crazy, all those cutting edge people, Lou Reed. But I mean, I think once the Rainbow came in, like I think all the rock stars kind of migrated to that, and he ended up having to go out of business, whatever. But he used to do these call these Rodney Binghamheimer like nights, and he'd have like all these up and coming bands, and like a couple times, like it was mostly like punk and new wave bands and stuff. I mean, he had Van Halen on one of them. That's when I saw it. We just went randomly. I didn't even know who Van Halen was.
No kidding.
Like when I met Randy Rhoads, like I'm like, who's that guy with the polka dot guitar running up and down the stage? Like we just walked in. It was like a Thursday night after rehearsal. Like we just, they'd be like, hey, let's stop by. I had curfew. My band, like, hey, let's just stop by for a little while, before we take you home. Just say rehearsal ran a little bit late, not get in trouble. So we popped by. There was like $3 to get in or something. We walked in there and Quiet Riot's playing. It's completely random. Like I didn't know. I mean, I had heard of Quiet Riot, but I had never actually seen them. You know what I mean? And then he gets off stage, and I met him, and he was like my height. He was tiny.
Yeah. What's he like? 5 foot? 5'1"?
He was like 5'5" or something. So I mean, I'm like 5'7" now. So I think I've grown 2 inches, in the 30 years since it's been or whatever. But he was tiny, and he was really. I mean, I was just some punk little kid. He was really cool. Like I've met plenty of rock stars when I was a kid. They're like, "Go fuck yourself." You know what I mean? Actually, they still do, but that's a whole other thing. I'd be like this little kid, like just wanting to talk shop with them, because I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? And they literally just told me to go fuck myself, like literally. So sometimes victory.
Wow.
Depending on who they were.
I would just tell him back.
Really cool, but I mean, he was already around, and this was like way before he got in Quiet. It was probably this is before he got in Ozzy, so I'd say this is probably 4 months before he got in Ozzy. So I mean, he was already an LA rock star. Like the girls were just falling all over themselves to get to him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I had to wait a minute while the girls were just piling themselves on him, like literally. And he was, he looked like a rock star even before he was. Like he had it all together. He could play.
Yeah, he's a pretty boy. You know, he
Yeah.
long blonde hair, very
He,
pretty
he,
face.
he,
He almost looked like a good-looking chick.
no, he looked like a girl. Like when we first walked in, I'm like, wow, I didn't think girls could play guitar. Like I didn't know anything. I've been playing for like a year and change or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and then I saw closer as we got closer. Like I'm like, oh, that's a guy. I'm like, wow. And then he got off stage. Like he was really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but a lot of people were like, he wasn't. That was kind of like a glam kind of thing still going on then. So I mean, he wasn't the only one.
Yeah, his replacement, the same thing. Zach Wilde, when he first came out, he looked like a good-looking girl too.
But they made him look that way.
Yeah. What do you think?
I auditioned for Ozzy when Zach was auditioning, and he didn't look like that. And he
No
wasn't
kidding.
even Zach. I think his name was like Kevin or Joe or something. Zach Wilde.
The average Joe.
Yeah. He was like, his name was like, I can't remember his name. It wasn't Zach though. But he looked normal. I mean, he had really long blonde hair and he had like a cream Les Paul. But I mean, he didn't look like, they glammed him up a lot once. They tried to probably make him look like, he's the first guy in, so they probably made him try to look like, Randy. Like, they're like, you're the new guy. This is how you're going to look. We're sending you to the stylist. And, just like Kiss, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And Sharon, she, what she says goes, period.
I know.
So, yeah, I mean, thank God she was nice to me. I mean, I don't know why, but she couldn't have,
Well, not for nothing, but who wouldn't be nice to you? Look how nice of a guy you are.
Surprised. I was talking to my drummer last night at rehearsal. We were standing in the parking lot, like BSing for a little while, and he was saying, like, it's so weird, like, everybody's always telling him, how great he is and stuff like that, and then like one person says they have something bad to say about his playing or something. He says, no matter how many people tell me I'm great, like one person bugs the hell out of me. I'm like, dude, I'm completely the opposite. Like 1,000 people tell me I suck, and then one person says that they like me, and like, I'm kind of wondering why he likes me and he doesn't think I suck too.
I don't know.
There's no problem with me getting conceited at all, so that's never gonna happen.
No, there's no reason to be. No reason to be. There's plenty of room for all of us.
Yeah. I mean, that's just such wasted energy too. Like, we're all, I was at the Randy Rhoads thing. Like, I was signing autographs too, because people like girls from there from all over the world. Like on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, what's it like to be rich and famous? I'm like, I couldn't tell you anything about Rich. Not know about that, but a little fame here and there is not a bad thing. But the Rich thing is another galaxy for me. Like
I think it's like that for everyone these days.
Yeah.
There's very few people that are making a ton of money playing music these days because you just can't.
I'm like, you probably make way more money than I have. God bless you. But I just do, and this is the only thing I'm good at, and hopefully I can keep doing it.
It's a little different. You have to serve more than one master to make any kind of money playing music because I was in a wedding band for 25 years.
Wow.
25 years, and it was one band, and we owned it ourselves, and we did all of our own. It was all word of mouth. There was no one took more of the pie. It was all equal cut. And wedding bands make up to like 12 grand a wedding, and we were doing like 80, 90, 100 weddings a year until the last couple years.
That's a good thing, dude.
It was, well, how do you think I have all these guitars? I couldn't just be playing bars like I do now and afford to have what I have. I'm certainly not getting them for free, so it was all that. And I had to play polkas, I had to play, waltzes, I had to do the techno, I had to play all that garbage. When I wanted to be playing Van Halen and I wanted to be playing Bon Jovi and I wanted to be playing, all the great stuff where the guitar was the featured, instrument. Instead, we had to listen to, two female vocalists and a male vocalist, and and the keyboards was standing in front of me. I'm standing behind the keyboard player, and I'm wearing the tux. Yeah. But the flip side of that is it is fun because you're a family. You're still playing music, although it's not really what you want to play. and it's a double-edged blade. You know, it's you know, you're making some good money, and most of it is cash, but you know, at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'd rather be in the clubs, just, you know, wailing and playing solos, and you know, and not have to really worry about playing shit note for note and listening to bad music all night, and listening to, you know, the best man saying, I play guitar, let me, you know, I want to play guitar, I want to play keyboards and sing, you know, it's like, oh,
yeah,
dude,
you probably have a pretty good
go,
like, you know, tons of songs, and like
I do, but it's you know, in a way, I'm glad I did it, but I'm glad I'm not doing it anymore, because I don't think I could do it anymore. I really don't think I could. I at the end, although I loved my bandmates and they were my family, I hated going to play. I hated it. I wanted to do anything else.
See, that's what I mean. God bless you. I could never do that. I'd kill myself. Like, I played probably a couple of years when I first started, like, backyard parties like everybody does, you know, playing whatever. And then I started playing American original music, and I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, cool.
So, like, I get invited to all these, you know, every once in a while I get invited to these, like, you know, Rockstar Jams or, you know, whatever, you know, like, NAMM events and stuff. Like, I actually have to learn the songs. I don't know any cover songs. Like, I just know my music, so I have to go relearn all his songs and, you know, whatever. Other people I know, everybody's in tribute bands these days and whatever. Like, they know that stuff like the back of their hand. Like, I don't. Like, I have to.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That's I'm the same. I'm the same way. I'm all about writing my own stuff.
Yeah.
I'm all about being original, doing your own thing. And when I'm at a jam, they're like, "Hey, do you know this song?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I don't know any.
You ever heard that? No.
Yeah.
I don't even listen to the radio.
Well, I do. I love listening to the radio. I mean, but sometimes I'm like, just go. Like, I could fall in, no problem. Like, I don't know the song, I'll figure it out. Like, you've heard it on the radio before. Like, you kind of know, you can figure out. And like a lot of times, I just do as we're going along. I'm figuring it out. You know.
Yeah.
I stumble my way through. You know.
I've got some gigs I've been doing lately with this singer, keyboardist, and other stuff, playing her original stuff, and it's the same kind of thing where I get these sheets that have the chords on them, and I listen to the songs, you know, a few times, and then but during the shows, I'm just like winging my way through.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you know them well enough where you can do it and look like you know what you're doing.
See, I mean, charge wouldn't even do me any good either. I'd be like, "What's that?" Must speak to me in German.
Yeah, I don't do well. I don't do well with charts either.
Yeah.
Never did. Don't like charts. I mean, I can read chord charts, but single note charts, I'd be like, what are you, insane?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I could for like 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Started, like I had to read music, and then, you know, but once that teacher left, like I never did it. It was halting me. It was holding me back more than it was helping me. I mean, it'd be nice to know now, but like I don't know how to read that stuff at all. You know what I mean? Like even when I do, like, you know, I've done a few, you know, every now and then I do like the big sessions with, you know, famous people or whatever, and like they have the chart, they have it all written out. And I'm like, you know, I kind of tell them, you know, then I'm like, that's not really what you know, I don't really know that. It's like, well, how you gonna do it? I'm like, play the song. I'm like, okay. They play a song. I'm like, okay, well, do you want it like this, or do you want it like this? They're like, you can do that. I'm like, yeah, no, just play it. Like, I can do it. Just tell me, you know, if you like it or not. And we, you know, 20 minutes later, we're done. You know.
I just recently did a bunch of.
You know,
I just
have records. You can learn anything. So that's what
I just recently did a bunch of sessions for this chick singer that's like an up and coming. The songs are great, rock and roll with a female vocalist, and I got hired to do this session like the day before the session, and I never heard the songs before, so, you know, and I'm doing it at Cove City Sound Studio, which is Richie Cannata's, you know, place. You know, he's Billy Joel's saxophone player.
Wow.
And I go there, and I meet all the guys and the female vocalists, and they're all super nice. And we went over the songs, like there were 4 songs. We went over the songs once each, you know, we rehearsed them in the live room, and then we cut it totally live, and I just played.
Oh, with
played
the
it live.
band?
Yeah. Cut it
Wow.
totally live, and that's the first time I've heard the songs.
Dude,
And that's it. And the cool thing is they just trusted me. They just trusted me.
oh, that's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm. And it sounded great, you know. And I even kind of fooled around with it a little bit because I had just started playing Telecasters.
Oh,
And a
wow.
Telecaster is kind of the hardest. It's not a forgiving guitar.
No, it doesn't give you anything.
It doesn't give you anything. And there's
Yeah.
no Floyd Rose on it, and it's single coil pickups, and they are the
Seven
they're not
and a half
even
radius
the pickups are so not hot
Yeah.
that you got to really play your ass off and play well to play a Telecaster. But they wanted Telecaster on the record.
Which makes you respect Roy Buchanan even more when you see those.
Oh yeah, any Tele players,
How can you make that thing sound like that?
because he's Roy Buchanan.
Just straight. It was just him. What? Straight into like a deluxe or something, right? Like literally, like.
Actually, I didn't play into an amp. They reamped it later. I played into the computer.
Like
just,
an amp simulator, so you're monitoring an amp simulator or something. But
yeah, it was whatever amp farm or whatever they were using in the in Pro Tools.
That's insane.
Which sounded real enough. It was fine. It was fine. Because I wasn't carrying any of my tube amps up the stairs. I just wasn't doing it.
But yeah, see, you're in a whole other thing. You're in New York, so that's a whole other world.
Crazy.
That probably.
But anyway, it was so much fun, and I gained a new respect for tellies that, I mean, look at my wall. I've got 3 of them up there now. I don't know if you can see them.
No, I've seen pictures before. Like, you got some cool guitars.
Yeah. It's just,
no doubt about that. Wow.
I love playing tellies. You learn very quickly that if you want to make any money doing sessions, you better learn on every style of guitar, because some days they're gonna call you and say, no, we don't want a Floyd Rose guitar, we don't want humbuckers, we want this.
Yeah.
And if you want the gig, you better learn how to use it.
Yeah.
I learned pretty quickly.
Yeah. When I don't know the people, when they call me to do something, like, I'll take a bunch, because you don't know it. You'll take a couple trunks of guitars, so you don't know what you're going to need.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's only like 1 or 2 Floyd Rose guitars, the rest are Les Pauls and Stratocasters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
Yeah, you gotta, and I mean that's normally what I use. I use Les Pauls and Strats and now Tellys.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are kind of the fun. These are fun, but it's not what I play live. I'm gonna try starting to play this thing live, but it's not really what I do. It's fun though.
Yeah, but it's a Wolfgang. How cool is that?
It's a Les Paul with a Floyd Rose on it.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I designed my guitar, that's exactly what I was going for. A Les Paul Floyd Rose on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. With Fender scale though, it's a little longer than Gibson scale, but
yeah, Gibson scale is a little more forgiving. I kind of like the Les Paul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get that one.
Cool. So let's see, Johnny, what else we got?
Somebody's asking if you're the guitarist from Steel Panther.
I would. You guys make bank.
Satchel, how you doing, buddy?
Totally. They're nice guys. I mean, I've opened for them probably about, I don't know, 6 or 7 times.
And they're great, actually. I mean, they make fun of
It's
80s.
fun, but it gets. I mean, after you've seen it a few times, it kind of gets old. I mean, I get it, and it's funny, but I've seen it so many times. Like the last few times, like I've played it, I just left. Like I didn't even stick around to see them. Like, I'm done. But I mean,
They are great. They're great
get back
musicians.
it every time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna. I think they're back here like in a couple of weeks. They're doing like every Monday night again here in LA. For like a couple months.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they've been doing that forever. When they're not on tour. I think they're on tour right now with somebody, but when they come back, I saw something like it's coming back. It's every Monday at the Fonda Theater. So,
Wow.
Used to
That's
be
pretty cool.
the House of Blues doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down, so now it's
No
the
kidding.
Fonda. So, but I mean, every on a Monday night, packed, like sold out every time, man. So God bless them. So,
Wow.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. Just for. And then the funny thing is, like half the time when the bands are making fun of are there, like the people, and they pull them up on stage to make fun of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The irony.
Wow. Hey, look, it's Howie.
Howie. Hey, How? Hi.
Puppy.
Yeah, this is my Dalmatian Howie.
Ah.
He's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the coolest dogs in the world.
He looks like you gotta set him down by a like a record player. He could be like the RCA dog.
Ah! Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody. I used to live in this town. You ever heard of this town called Crockett?
No, where's that?
It's next to Tubbs.
It's it's East Bay.
Okay.
It's like I was telling you, I lived in Walnut Creek before, and you didn't
Yeah.
know where that was. It's north of Walnut Creek,
Okay.
somewhat. But anyway, it's called Crockett. It's a tiny little town. Um, and anyway, we lived there years ago, and there's like what do you call it? Art. What's the store where they sell like really old antique? There's like a lot of antique shops like in the downtown area. It's really just tiny area. And in one of the stores was a life-size RCA logo, of the record player with the horn.
And they'll sell record player.
Yeah, and the dog right next to it.
Wow.
And
You totally need to create that for the show. Get the record.
yeah,
Have Howie sit right there behind you. And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
What we need to do is get Brandy and Howie to sit together. I don't know how, but Brandy's my dog. She's in my bed. Brand!
Oh.
That reminds me though, Ronnie, because when we were talking earlier, those of you who are watching this, Ronnie and I were on the phone and like FaceTime for like 2 hours today, getting him hooked up to do this. But anyway, so we were talking earlier, and we were talking about different things. Like I told you, I live near San Jose, and there's a club that just closed down called Rock Bar.
Yeah.
Right. Where a lot of heavy '80s bands who are still around, that's what they would come and play.
But what about it? It just closed like about a month ago. I mean, it just recently closed.
Recently, very recently, yeah. I think like I was telling you, I think they moved to Nevada. I think that's what they did. But anyway, since I was just telling you about this place that I lived in called Crockett, there's a tiny little bar in Crockett called Toots. Toots Tavern, and believe it or not, they've been getting some big names. It's a teeny tiny little place. But I just saw recently that Tracy Guns is going to be playing there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and it's a teeny little place,
Well, so is Tracy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
what is it? Is it Tracy Guns, L.A. Guns? Is it that other one? I mean, he's got like 100 bands. Like, which band is it?
Oh.
And is he the singer, or is there a singer?
I'm not sure.
I see like 40 different variations of it. So I mean.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is that's yet again, how else do you make a living other than to have 30 different renditions of yourself?
I mean, I get why they have to do it. I just think it kind of just ruins the primary product. You know what I mean? It waters everything down so much. Like
but you have to live too.
No, you have to make it. I mean, if you want to do this for a living, you gotta, but just for the fans, it's kind of weird, And like Lynch, she's in like 30 bands too.
Yeah.
Every day I see a new Lynch band. You know what I mean? So. It kind of, I don't know. To me, it just kind of demeans it. But I mean, I get it, and I don't fault them for it. No judgment. But just, as a fan, you
I get it.
You see George is Dawkins, and next week it's a Lynch mob, and it's George Lynch and Friends, and it's the other rap band, and then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, Same with Tracy. I mean, I get it, but I get it. You got to make a living. You got to pay bills. So, whatever.
Hey, I just saw a recent show on YouTube. I mean, Rat sounding great, but who's the second guitar player now? It's not Carlos Cavazo anymore. It's some other dude.
Know what I heard he did? I mean, that's really interesting. Like, I still don't know what I think about that, but God bless him for keeping it going. I heard that he just hired, and I don't know if this is true or not. Like, I heard from somebody that he just hired a Rat tribute band and just fired the drummer.
No kidding, because I know that
Like
that
they
he.
were all a band before, and he just fired the drummer, and he's the drummer, and now it's Rat. That's what I heard, but I don't know if that's true or not. Like I'm not starting false rumors. That's what somebody told me.
Wow. Because I know Warren DeMartini is in the band. It's him and Stephen Pearcy and Juan Crouchet.
Yeah, but now there's like
now the drummer and
I
the
don't
drummer and the second guitar player are different.
There's Pearcy that it's Stephen Pearcy, but it's all Rat songs when they play live. There's Bobby who's Rat and does all Rat songs, obviously, and then there's Juan who does Rat but sings the Pearcy part. So I don't understand. It's like Juan's Rat. It's like a whole other, and that's just a big mess.
Yeah, there's like 3 different versions of Rat out there.
And they're all fighting amongst each other. So I mean, it's a whole other, that is what it is. I love Rat, but I wish there would just like be one or none. So
Yeah.
wins, there's one, and we're good. I'm not picking a side because I don't know it,
Yeah. But if they're all playing the same week, you could see them all.
One show, like they're all on the same bill. Like you can make your decision. Rat 2 and Rat. Like we were talking the other day, weren't we? Like you should put the numbers behind them. Like all these bands, like there's like 5 LA Guns. There's like 3 Whites. Like Great White 1, Great White 2. Just figure out who's gonna be 1, 2, and 3, so you don't get confused.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But figure for the fans though, it's confusing. You don't know what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Even like UFO, like it's not. There's no Michael Schenker in it. Like, is it really UFO? That's like Van Halen without Eddie.
That's sacrilege.
Right? It totally.
Because I don't care. I don't care who's in Van Halen as long as Eddie's there.
Yeah, exactly. But to me, UFO, there shouldn't be any tapping in UFO music, so we'll just leave it at that. There's no sweeps or tapping in UFO music.
Right, everything should be
picked. I'm not
picked.
gonna say anything else about it. No,
it should either be legato runs or all picked.
There's no sweeps in Dr. Doctor.
Right, funny.
Yeah. But the place anyway in Crockett, Toots Tavern. I mean, they're starting to get like. It's starting to become kind of a little happening place now, and it's out in a teeny tiny little area, but it's still Bay Area. So that's a place. If you're ever up here in the area, that's a place to think about.
I'm gonna have to give them a call. My road manager give them a call and kind of see if we can. That sounds fun. I haven't played out there in years, man.
Yeah, it's Chris Lamori. You ever heard of Lamori Productions?
No.
She's big up here. She's one of the like rock promoters up in the Bay Area.
I'll have to look her up. Wow.
So she's somebody to look up and to hook up with if you want to come up and play up here.
Totally.
Chris Lamori, just remember that.
Chris Lamori, I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, because you would totally fit in with a lot of the
Yeah, I had fun.
stuff that she books.
It was a few years since I played up there, but I had fun, man. People seemed to dig it, and it was a blast. It's just the logistics of getting there, on zero budget. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be worth it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
You were telling me before, off camera, a few hours ago, that you've been up here. You would come up here and stuff.
Yeah. I have family in Frisco.
Mm-hmm.
So I go up there from time to time, and I almost actually went up there this weekend for something, not just with a friend, but I'm not going now. But I mean, it changed yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I've been up there many times. Like I went the first time I went to Amoeba, I went to the one in Berkeley.
That's right. We were talking about Amoeba. Yes.
And then the one in Frisco too.
Yep. For those who don't know, like Nesdal, Amoeba Records, Amoeba Music.
Oh, you were telling me about that.
Is the best record store on the planet.
And then that music store that the Subway Guitars.
Well, the guitar store. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went there too. Like, back in the day, like with like in 91 or something. That time, I mean, I've been there many times since then, but I mean, that time I went there.
I wonder if I ever met you there, because
on Subway Guitars, like on the same weekend that I was there.
I worked there in the '90s repairing electric guitars.
Wow.
Like 93 to roughly 93 to 2001.
I was there like in 90 or 91, and then I went there again like in 95.
If you were there in '95, we were probably in the same, because it's a teeny tiny little room with nothing but guitars everywhere.
It's really weird. Like I just went for the day. Like I used to work for this company called Alesis. They make a lot of recording gear and stuff. And I was like the assistant to artist relations, but every once in a while I have to go check on the service centers. I kind of ran the service centers. So there was one there. So they sent me up there for like the day. So I went there. Me and my girlfriend at the time, like 9 girlfriends ago.
Like over in Oakland, maybe?
Yeah, we landed in Oakland, but then we drove around. Like we had to go to Berkeley. We had to go to I don't know. Like we were there for the whole day. Like we didn't leave until like 9 o'clock at night. Like we landed like at 9 in the morning. Like I was there for like 2 hours.
Wasn't Nady in Oakland?
Nady is in Oakland.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they still are. At least the offices are. I mean, it's all made in Korea now, but I think the offices are still in Oakland. Like it's not actually made there anymore. But yeah, they're actually. Bill Nady. Whatever happened to those guys? They started off the whole thing and now they're pretty much gone, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do they still exist?
You know what? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Remember they're making guitars?
Yes, with the stuff built into it.
On the fretboard, like the lightning bolt things. Like, what happened to that?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they made a Strat and a bass. Like they were like, had like a lightning bolt headstock too.
Wow.
Yeah, those were the days. They came in black and they had like lightning bolts as the fret markers. They had a built-in wireless.
Yeah, it was built in. Built into it.
And it was like $3,000 in like 1980 whatever.
That's insanity.
We could buy a brand new Kramer Pacer for like under $1,000. It was like
Yeah, I know.
You could buy a Kramer like on sale Sunday for like $5.99 or $4.99 or something.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah. Pacer Imperials for $600. That's what I bought mine for.
Sunday.
Yeah. Remember in the 90s, man. In the 90s, it was all about the Jag Stains, the grunge guitars. Nobody wanted Kramers, so you could walk into any pawn shop filled with amazing Kramers.
I got a bunch actually during that time.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, why don't you show us your striped Kramer?
You know what? Where is it? That's a good. Hopefully it's here. I will. Let me see. Hang on. I think it's in the living room. Hang on. I'm going to Home Depot. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, man. In the 90s, man. That's when I got my Ripley.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wanted that thing.
Man, I would have wanted it.
I
never stopped loving that stuff.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah, baby.
There you go. That's the one you're trying to get the space tape for, right?
Yeah, no, the other, actually it was gonna be this one, the Floyd Rose, but it came green, so we're okay. I was gonna paint it black and do space tape thing with it, but it came in green already, so I don't know. I might leave it green for a while and then paint it like I'm gonna, if it gets painted, it's gonna get painted like this.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's the first time I ever did a Van Halen guitar, but I had a blast painting it. It was fun.
It looks cool. I love that color.
Yeah, and then it had like 80s Duncans in it. I mean, these are brand new. I had Duncan send me some new.
What are they?
It's a custom and a 59.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll sound great.
85 Floyd Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of an earlier detuner, but I don't know. It's not an 80s one. I don't know how early, but before they even had the logos on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, I've got a couple of those myself. So strum a couple chords on that. Let's hear what that thing sounds like, because I've never heard it.
Acoustically?
Yeah.
Unplugged? Were we talking about unplugged earlier, John?
Yeah, unplugged.
While you mentioned, I'll show you another cool one. Here's my Torch Gibson Marauder.
Oh, that's got to be heavy.
Took a blowtorch to it.
Wow. P90s.
I had Duncan send me some P90s. I had a new pickguard made by WD.
Yeah, that's a 70s guitar, right?
This knob is like from a 50s radio.
It's cool.
Put a locking nut on it so it stays in tune. It's got like a E6 tuning thing on it.
Yeah, sure. That bridge, that tailpiece.
And
it looks like it's from. Oh yeah, Ace, man.
Gotta represent.
That's awesome. that bridge looks like it's from a '70s Ibanez Destroyer.
Yeah, I think they call those harmonica bridges, like the Gibson. Yeah. Like that's the original '70s bridge. I think it's a 75.
Mhm. Cool. So when did you burn that guitar?
Shortly after I got it. It was it looked a little beat. It looked relic before they were doing relicing guitars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I wanted it to be a stage guitar, so I bought a blowtorch and I went home at Home Depot. Same
Nice.
blowtorch that I actually used burned the Kramer with before I painted it green, and I torched it, and it's my friend painted it silver, and I didn't like it, so I torched the silver, and it kind of looked better.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I have a
the
Strat.
paint job was already fucked up already, so I'm like, yeah, either way I'm gonna get it painted, so why not? My friend offered to paint it for free. I'm like, have at it. Here's the body.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool. I have a Strat on the wall that I also burned. When I had it made, I wanted it to be like a tribute to Jimi Hendrix. So I said, I wanted the top burned, but I wanted the back and everything else relict. And it came out really great, really great.
No, it's really weird. Like, different people like finish them different ways because some things burn way more than others. Man, I've said some. I've probably burned like 14 of my guitars.
Mm-hmm.
And like some of them, like the flame, like it's laying on the driveway, and the flame was like 5 feet tall. Like I don't know what's in the finish, but like some of them
it could be anything.
burning gas or something, man. Like
that's awesome.
I have one. I mean, it's not in here. It's in storage in the back. But I mean, it's I used to be endorsed by this company named Tipton, and they made me this Explorer kind of guitar. I mean, here's one of the other Tiptons, but this one's not burned. This is one I used to. Like 2005, 2006, I was endorsing these guys. It's a really
cool. You know, it's funny you should mention that guitar. The Music Zoo
on there. Gotta represent Donnie Darko.
Oh yeah, the Music Zoo where I get most of my guitars has one of those guitars in there.
I guess they're kind of rare now. I don't think he makes guitars anymore. Like somebody was just telling me recently, but I mean, I have like a few of them. You know, we actually based my guitar is actually based a lot on the features of the Tipton. Like I liked it so much, but it wasn't green, so I wanted to make it green. Like here's another one. Ooh.
I like how they're just all right in front of you.
Here's a purple.
Yeah, look at that. That's cool.
This one's tuned down a step. You know, it's got the little thing. Look at that inside of it. He mounts the pickups in the back, like they're directly mounted, but they're mounted from the back, which is really weird because it fucks them up from using them for any other guitar too.
Right.
Pickups, you know. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, it's
cool.
really cool. But I mean, he made me like this Explorer or something, and it just looked too normal. So I blowtorched it too, and then I got a nail and I started carving stuff in it with a nail.
Oh, that's so funny.
Like my stripper friend at the time named Pumpkin, she like put a giant, she signed Pumpkin on the back of it like in a nail, like carved it in there.
Beautiful.
Then I went I got one of those paint pins and I colored in like where everybody carved so you could see it. It was like a I'll have to show it to you guys sometime, but it looks really cool. It's on my Facebook page on my gear thing, but it looks really cool.
I'm still freaking out that you have a stripper friend named Pumpkin.
Aren't all strippers named Pumpkin though? I mean, it's really
Man, it's like David Lee Roth's one of his roadies is named Tomato.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Well, back in like '84, he had a roadie that was named. They called him Tomato. Wow. It's crazy.
The world of David Lee Roth. A whole other existence.
You ain't kidding.
Man, gotta love him. Man. I just wish he had the long hair again. I mean, I know everybody gets old.
I don't think he can grow it.
No, I it's age. Like you can't. Yeah, and don't wear a wig. Then look stupid. So you just kind of stuck. But I mean, he's still David. You know, it just looks weird when you see some guy who looks like a banker like singing, you know, "Hot for Teacher." You know what I mean?
What I would like to see is the teacher in that video at the, you know.
There was something on Facebook with her the other day. Like she didn't age very well.
No?
Like they were showing her, like they show her then and they show her now. Like she didn't age. Yeah.
Oh, it's too bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was
the phys ed teacher? Oh my God.
Years ago. The years have been kind.
Whew. That's too bad.
It's like 32 years.
The teacher, that's the one in the blue swimming suit, right? The bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
So Ronnie, did you see Van Halen on the last tour?
I didn't see the tour, but I was at Jimmy Kimmel. My friend had a hookup, and I was 5 feet in front of Eddie for the Jimmy Kimmel thing.
Oh, cool.
I think you posted from there, right?
No, I did, and I got to see Soundcheck too. Like we were there early enough to see Soundcheck. So.
Maybe you posted like some video or something.
Yeah, and if you go to my Facebook page, there's a whole album of that stuff. But yeah, I totally did. It was David was like standing right above me when he broke his nose.
Oh wow!
I could have touched his shoe. He was that close to me.
That's crazy.
And like Valerie Bertinelli was like 2 feet to the left of me, and then so was like half the cast of Modern Family for some reason.
I think I saw that. I love that show. That show is my
like
favorite.
The Cam guy and like the redhead and his wife.
Yeah, yeah. The funny thing is, Cam, that Cam guy, he's not gay, but the redhead is in real life.
I mean, that's a hell of an act. No, my brother met him at the Greek at some show like a couple years ago. And he said that guy, he was like a dick.
Really?
I think he overcompensates that he's not gay, so he has to.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I would go with it. I would just go with it. Even if you're not, who cares? I would just go with it.
Love the show, and he's like, basically like, who the fuck are you? Like, get away! I'm having a good time. I'm on my own time now. But one of those things. Like, that's.
Yeah, you know what? I think I just decided I don't like that show anymore.
I think that show's like amazing. It's funny. Like it's pretty blast. But I mean, I saw him, and then that being said, like I watch TMZ all the time. I love watching stars just go.
Yeah.
But he got in some altercation on a plane with with somebody, too. Like I think it was a fan, and it got all ugly, and there's a whole
it's too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad, because that show is just it's genius. That show is genius.
It really is. I mean, whoever writes it, it really is. I mean, even if you're not into those kind of shows, it's just so funny. Like all the people that they had, just the chemistry of all of them together. Whoever.
Oh yeah, Johnny, have you seen that show before?
Yeah. I don't have a TV. I don't watch. Well, I guess
but you can watch it. You can watch it on the computer.
Yeah. A lot of shows I was introduced to only because a friend of mine who does voiceover, voice acting, some acting, he actually had a part in an episode of that.
Seriously.
And so that's how I saw that show. That show and a show called New Girl with Zoe.
Oh,
that's how I was introduced to that, because he was on that show as well.
I love that show. I do love that show a lot.
Yeah.
But she's just so hot too.
Yeah. She's great. I'm a huge fan of her band. Do you know about She and Him?
I don't understand it. I have the CD. I was given. I won't say who, but I know somebody that works for her, so I got the CD for free, and I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I'd say that. I'm not saying anything bad. I mean, I could probably find the CD laying around here somewhere, but it's.
Oh, that's great.
It's art that I don't understand.
Yeah, well, it's not rock at all. It's not rock.
No, because my old drummer used to play for her in the version right before it was She. But it was the same music, but they weren't called She and Him. It was called something else. But it was exactly the same. I think like 2 of the songs are the same songs. Like it's.
Mm-hmm.
She's been doing that style forever since
Yeah.
Forever, 20 years.
Yeah.
So they used to play like private like house parties for like famous people and stuff. Like and every once in a while they play the Roxy. Like I went and saw them play like once. I just don't get it. Like it's just she can sing. This the style of music. It's just like a really like what 50s or 60s style. You think? What would you name it?
Yeah. It's
like avant-garde kind of.
It's like 60s.
Right.
It's like 60s.
Almost Phil Spector kind of weird.
Kind of 60s. Kind of rockish, kind of jazz, kind of blues. Yeah, it's a lot of different stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. I love it though. I'm a huge fan of She and Him. I have all their stuff.
Well, even when she played though, I mean, she had like the gown on. I mean, she looked really hot, but I just didn't like the whole. It wasn't my thing, Not to say it was bad. I just didn't understand it myself. Not, no judgment. Yeah. Obviously, it sells. So.
Yeah. I think they're great though. I'm a huge fan of theirs. But anyway, getting back to the show. That's the reason why I saw New Girl as well, was because it's a friend of mine. Are you familiar with New Girl?
I love New Girl. I watch it. I DVR it. I mean, I don't watch it live, but yeah.
Do you remember the episodes where Winston worked at a radio station? Do you remember that?
It wasn't that long that he was at the radio station.
It was like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. Yeah, I do remember it vaguely.
Anyway, his boss at the radio station was this friend of mine.
Oh, really?
So if you go back and watch those shows, there's like a real big guy who's the boss, and he's a friend of mine. His name's Phil Hendry. He's actually a radio guy. But anyway, he was on New Girl, and then he also played a radio guy on Modern Family as well.
He's typecast. radio.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
typecast
yeah.
with that stuff because that's what he actually is. He's actually a radio guy, but he does a lot of voice stuff. Like
He was on a yes, he was on an episode where yes, I've seen it.
The Modern Family.
Yes, I've seen that. He's an older guy.
He's wearing like a black leather hat in that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And he pulls a fast one on O'Neill. What the hell's his name? Ed O'Neill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Oh no, he's the radio guy on Modern Family when he's like, I used to listen to you all the time. When he
Yeah.
I
And, how's the
that one?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the one. That's the guy.
One bit, how's like the granny or something. And he's like, "Where's the granny?" And he starts doing the voice like he did.
Yeah, he is the granny. Yeah.
He was the granny. Like yo, I used to love the gag what you used to do with the granny. Where is she? How is she?
Yeah.
Starts doing the voice.
Well, that's his actual shtick. His name's Phil Hendry. I'll give him a shout out on here. Well, I give him shout outs all the time.
That's funny. No, I remember the Modern Family one though.
That's his actual deal. Is he had a
he would every day on the way into work or something. Like, how is the granny? That was like the greatest gag ever in radio. And then he's trying to explain it to the other guys. And they're just like, "What are you talking about? This isn't even funny." Like,
someone just got their bell rung.
Yeah, someone just got their bell. Yeah.
That was written specifically for him because that's actually what he did on radio. He had a show where he would play his guests as well. So he would like people would call in like
he was basically Rick Dees.
He would hold a phone and talk through the phone as a guest, and then he would switch back and talk through the mic. He'd have conversations with himself as like two other people and then himself.
That's
and
crazy.
People would be hearing it on the radio, not like thinking, who are these jerks this guy's talking to? And they'd call in and fight with the guest, not knowing they were fighting with the host.
Yeah.
He's doing all these things together, And that's what he still does it. He still does it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Rick Dees used to do. I can't stand Rick Dees, but I mean, that's exactly what he did. Oh, it was just so annoying. And then his wife got on the show, and that was even worse. Like, it's just who knows whatever happened to that guy. Oh, that's just the worst of the worst. The morning zoo. Ooh.
Yeah, horrible. Horrible.
Better stick needles in my eye.
80s radio. Yeah, I was a little kid when that stuff was on, but I do remember hearing like bits, here and there, like funny.
Oh, so he's a Frisco DJ.
Phil?
Yeah.
No, he's down in Ventura County.
And he's on a radio station down there somewhere?
Well, he's not on the radio anymore. Everything he does now is podcast and is internet. But he was on national radio for years. He is.
Which station do you know? I'm just curious.
Down there, he was on. Do you know KFI?
Oh, AM radio. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all AM. It was talk radio.
Wow.
He was on KFI for a long time. Anyway, we met up in Santa Barbara not too long ago and had dinner. And so there we are right there.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, there's the.
If you remember the guy, that's him right there.
That's him. I remember that. That's funny.
Yeah, we've actually become friends now, and because I was a huge fan of his radio show for years, 10, 12 years, and we're friends now. We talk. Whenever he's in town, we meet up. Like he was just up here doing a comedy, like a one man show thing.
Wow.
About a couple months ago. It was right after NAMM. So it was almost 2 months ago. We met up in San Francisco and hung out, and then that photo was from Santa Barbara last year.
I love Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we went out for Mexican. There's this amazing Mexican place in Santa Barbara.
A lot of good Mexican food in Santa Barbara.
I can't think of the name of the specific place, but it was amazing.
Yeah. Right, was it right there on what's the main street, the main drag right there? Is it Stage Street? What is the main? There's the main drag right there by the.
I can't. I was only there for one day.
Kind of by where the shopping's where that San Mateo like shopping center is right there. It's off of the main thing too.
Maybe I
like
don't.
Or like a guitar store, and then there's like a. I mean, I can go. I can name you streets. I could drive right there if I could name you the street.
I know.
I know where to park the car.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Santa Barbara's great. Yeah, there's a lot of great towns. I don't. Dave, have you ever been to California?
No.
No.
No,
Really?
not yet. Not yet. Working on that.
What's going on there? Wow.
You know, I'll tell you why. You know, I come from a broken home, and it's not all poor baby, but 3 times a year I visit my dad in North Carolina, and it makes it harder. It makes it harder for me to visit other states.
Yeah.
Because you know, I spend my vacations visiting my pop. You know, so that's why I don't come out.
Yeah, you got to prioritize.
Yeah, I mean, last year I went to Summer NAMM and you know, in Nashville, and that was fun.
Really? I've done that a few times.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was cool, and it's certainly nothing like going to Anaheim, you know.
I had fun there, but I'm not really down with 3,000-degree weather.
Well, that's the thing. It's super duper hot there, and everything is uphill. You got to walk uphill both ways.
Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, it is.
It's so hilly. And you know, you're in the middle of town and you're walking uphill always.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's a.
But the food is amazing.
Yeah.
The people are super nice. The people are super duper nice. What's that?
Chicken and waffles.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't get to look like this for no reason, you know.
Oh man, speaking of chicken, I got to tuck my chickens in. I have chickens.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier.
I live in Santa Cruz, like on a compound, so I do have chickens. I have to go tuck them in really quickly because, as Ronnie knows, it's actually getting dark out.
So you know what? Why don't we call it, and we'll do a part 2, like maybe next week or in a couple of weeks. We'll do a part 2.
Got it all figured out. We can do part 2 if you want.
Yeah, Ronnie, anytime. Ronnie, anytime you'd like to do one of these.
Car with pumpkin on it, like out of the garage.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Somebody else just said something. Where is it? Let me look real quick. Mike says, good stuff there, guys.
Which Mike?
Oh, I don't know. I can't see it. Mike, where are you? Real quick. Mike Cheever.
Oh, Mike Cheever. Hey, listen, pal. I'm so sorry I didn't answer your question about your detuner while we were doing this. I did see it on my phone, and I didn't want to be rude and
what was his question?
What's the question?
Well, he lost the little set screw in his detuner, but then he texted me about 10 minutes later saying he found it. He wanted to know where to get the set screw from if he couldn't find it.
I mean, you could probably get it from Adam, but I mean, I'm sure you could go to a hardware store and.
Yeah, but you know, he had said never mind that he found it. So, Mike, because I wasn't able to get back to you, we're going to give you a shout out and say, hey, Mike Cheever, thanks a lot for watching.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody for watching. We've had several watchers. Vinny actually said something too about a detuner.
I love it. Detuners are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Vinny says even though I'm not a fan of the detuner, Ronnie, he says your guitar is really cool. The guitar that you had with the detuner on it.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Most of the stage because I go in 2 tunings. Like there's some guitars for standard tuning, like the Van Halen. Well, actually, the Van Halen guitar right now I have it in E flat, so I can pretend like I'm Eddie Van Halen and play along the.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with pretending.
I need to spin it back to standard tuning so I can start using it live. And right now it's set up like Eddie, so I can.
Oh, I'm so glad that you said you play in standard tuning.
Well, I mean, most of my guitars are, but like the main green one and stuff, like they're down, they're a whole step down.
Oh, really?
So that's why I get heavy. So I kind of do that. I kind of juggle, which kind of, I was kind of hoping like a 7-string would kind of go in between, but it doesn't work. So we were talking about the 7-string thing the other day, remember?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, for a lot of the stuff, you don't tune to E flat. You play in standard tuning.
No, it's either standard or down a whole step. Like
that's cool. No, that's still cool. That's still really cool.
That being said, the Kramer is in E flat, but that's just so I can,
So you can play Van Halen songs.
Little 12-year-old Japanese girl, in Japan, how to play Hot for Teacher, note for note. perfect.
Nothing wrong with them little Japanese girls.
How to do the
Nothing.
tapping thing in in Mean Street.
That's right.
Which I still can't do.
Oh, come on. Yeah, that tapping thing, that's
It's just the rhythm of the hand thing. It's not actually the notes, it's getting the rhythm. I saw Billy had like do it one time. Like he did it on bass, like wow.
Yeah.
He got that rhythm with the tap, 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 tap. And even the guy who built my guitar, and he plays guitar too, he actually did it on my guitar. Like he did it perfectly. He's like, oh, you just got to do you got to have the rhythm of the hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
yeah.
he was like a foot in front of me. I'm like, wow, that's like perfect.
Yeah.
But I got to figure it out. I don't know. I would love to and I've seen Eddie do it innumerable times. I just gotta.
Oh yeah, and he rocks. He just rocks.
That's insane, man. Just how do you even think of doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny. Johnny went to. I think he went to do his chickens.
Doing the chicken.
He'll be right back. But yeah. Anyway, that noise always gets me. Did you hear my cell phone just go off? My little robot. I have a little robot sound in my cell phone, and it makes me laugh every time. So before we go, I want to ask another question that I ask a lot of people. What are your how do I want to word this? What kind of what do you have to say for new up and coming kids that want to do what you do and play live and play for a living pretty much and what do you suggest to the newcomers? What kind of words of wisdom do you have for them?
First off, it has to be something that you're really serious about doing. Like you can't just be in it just so you can be rich and famous, because you're going to be sadly disappointed. And that's not to say that you won't get rich and famous, but I mean you need to be realistic about things. And
I agree.
It's not an life by any stretch of the imagination at an indie level. Even if you get get signed and everything else, I mean that's a whole other set of problems. That we won't even go into.
Yeah.
It's a whole world, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be famous even if you get signed. I mean that's a
right.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But you need to know your instrument. Most kids don't even know their instrument anymore. You need to know your gear, and you need to have realistic goals.
Right. Right. Paul McCartney talks about 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
And his whole thing about 10,000 hours is, I mean, not literally, but you got to have 10,000 hours of practice into your craft and your instrument and and what you do, or else you can kind of just be like a weekend warrior kind of guy. You're not gonna get anywhere. You're not even gonna get anywhere as good enough to play clubs if you don't have the time to practice and certainly you don't do this for the money. You do this for the love of music and for your for just the love of playing of playing, because there is no money in it.
There really
you do it because you love to do it, and you got to have the passion to do it.
Exactly.
But
yeah, I mean, like practice your instrument, get some people in the band, and like play in front of people and see if it works.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the acid test.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Kids don't even, they just make demos at home and stuff and send them out, and they think that they're internet stars. They never play in front of a person. And you get in front of a crowd and they're lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
The world. I mean, you could be the best guitar player ever, but if you can't play in front of people and entertain, like it's not going to go anywhere.
Right, and you can play all the notes in the world in your bedroom, and if you can't play 5 notes in front of a crowd or an audience, it ain't gonna happen. It's not the same thing.
You didn't hear me.
No, I didn't hear it. What did you say?
I said, how are the chickens?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. They're great. The thing is with chickens is they know when to go to bed, but you have to shut them in. You have to actually shut them into their place, so no raccoons. Because out here, I live in the woods, so you
Kill
got
the
raccoons,
How do you,
skunks,
will they kill the chickens or just take
mountain
the?
lions. Oh yeah, yeah. I got coyotes. I got everything out here. I have to be more worried
So,
about animals than people. There's no
so
people.
there's a funny thing, I have a guy who he has a company here in New York that the name of the company is called Scoopy Doo, and what they do is they come around and they pick up the dog poop once a week. It's like $10 a week. You give the guy $10, but the owner of it lives in my town, and he has like a gaggle. I don't know if you want to call it a gaggle, but a gaggle of like 10 or 15 raccoons that are pets that come and he feeds them every night, and they come right up to his hand, and they're all friendly. And he calls it the feeding of the coons. And he does this on video like all the time, and you see him throwing slices of pizza to these raccoons, and they all come up on his porch and his deck, and they all it's so funny to see because they're absolutely friendly. They don't bite nothing. And raccoons are rabid. They'll bite you, but not these. Not these because he's feeding them. It's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's New York is a strange town because people have mountain lions here as pets. You have. I've seen it. I've seen people have like Bengal tigers, from babies, and now they're fully grown in the house, and they got to have like a big steak every day, or else, what do you feed a full-grown Bengal tiger?
Walking around the house, otherwise.
What do you feed it? You feed it a baby.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and they're pets.
That's just dangerous. I mean, that thing's gonna turn on them one of these days. I don't care how trained it is. It's an animal. It's a wild animal.
It's a wild animal. Yeah. What do you do when it gets mad?
Stories that there was something on HBO like years ago about people that had like lions for pets and tigers for pets, and no matter how they were tamed, they were raised by them and everything. But eventually, somebody ended up dying.
Well, think of it this way. If you have a cat and you pet it too much, and it just gets like so overstimulated that it bites you.
Yeah, like
I mean, a regular cat's not going to bite hard. But what if you overstimulate a mountain lion?
You gotta bite your hand off.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a cat.
Yeah.
So you overstimulate a tiger, you're going to get dead.
Yeah. and they kill the animal because they kill the person. Like loses.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Take it away and put it in the pound. They shoot it.
Oh man.
Because it has a taste for blood. Like you have to kill it, because now it's going to want to kill other things. So they think. I don't know if that's a proven thing, but they always kill the animal after they.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah,
and it's never
more. It's horrible. I'd sooner shoot a human being than shoot an animal.
Right. It's not the animal's fault. It's a wild animal.
Exactly.
Now it's animal chat.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we love everything. We love rock and roll. We love animals.
I was surprised that New Jersey was still foresty when I was in New Jersey. I always think of New Jersey being, like New York or whatever.
Oh no, New Jersey's way different.
Yeah.
I mean, there are industrial and city parts, but it's country.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that was, and then you can see New York in the in the background out there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty insane.
That is, man. You don't think of it that way. I mean, we don't. No. You do, but we, California, we, don't think
no, all you think, think about girls in bathing suits and surfer dudes.
Which is pretty much the whole year, more often.
That's right. And the Sunset Strip.
Yeah, the Sunset Strip, which is also guys and and girls in bathing suits and guys in surfboards. So.
Yeah, that's right. Going totally bitching.
Yeah, I've seen girls in bikinis on Sunset Strip many times, and some quite recently, actually.
Oh boy, I'm coming out. I keep threatening to come out, but I'm coming out. I gotta come out.
You mean come out here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What do you think about the women in Nashville? I mean, there's like Nashville.
There are a lot of very pretty women. It really doesn't matter where you are. There are pretty women everywhere. It's just getting smart ones, intelligent ones. Because you can find a pretty woman anywhere. Just some of them aren't going to be as intelligent.
When I used to date strippers, I kind of went through that. Not that all strippers are dumb, just all the ones I went out with were.
Yeah.
Not a stereotype for all, 'cause I know some really ones. I know now that some that are really smart, way smarter than I am, you know. But I thought I could get over the fact that they weren't very smart, just how they look. But I'm shallow. I need to have somebody can count without using their fingers for one would be a good.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, after sex, what do? You got to talk to them.
Yeah, and that's where I was getting killed. Everything else was fine. Just that part just was a deal breaker.
Yeah.
But, what are you gonna do?
Nothing. Play guitar. Play guitar.
I need to have a cute, smart girl. I can't deal with a cute,
Yeah.
dumb girl. So
absolutely.
The
librarian, the good-looking librarian with the glasses, with the big glasses.
A brunette one with glasses. Yeah.
That's right. I'm painting myself a picture for later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I love girls with glasses.
Yeah, Ronnie and I we were talking earlier, a couple hours ago to get him on this, and we were talking about Apple Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we were having tech support problems, and now I'm single. I'm like, now I just need to get a cute girl that works at the Apple Store, so I have the girlfriend and tech support like on staff, like always.
That's amazing. See, Johnny's lucky. Johnny happens to be lucky because his wife is absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and she seems really cool. Like I never get to see her, but I get to hear her voice, and she is like always so cheery and. She loves Johnny, absolutely adores him, and
win-win.
It doesn't get better than that. Johnny, you're a lucky man. You get to play guitar, and your wife is cool.
Yeah, but then we were talking about the thing at the Apple Store. Like, I go to a few of them for tech support, whatever. Like, I've never seen a cute girl that works there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they exist. But I mean, I just never. At least the ones here in California, I've never seen.
Yeah, I was just at Apple the other day too, or last week.
And there are girls that work there. I'm just saying, cute ones.
They're either super duper young, like too young.
Yeah.
Or they're
older and overweight.
Well, yeah, they're 300 pounds and
yeah, I mean they're nice people. They're just not.
Yeah, they're not my type.
Yeah.
Not my type. And the weight thing isn't really, I just have that whatever it is, it's not my type.
Yeah.
Because I'm no Adonis by any means.
Yeah. You mean
but I don't know. I'm getting myself in trouble.
Yeah. I think we should end it here.
We both should shut up.
No, I think we shouldn't end it here. We should talk about guitars. So the last thing we talk about isn't me putting my foot in my mouth.
Yeah. Well, I have to run. I actually have to go.
Okay, so we're gonna call.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to continue talking for like another 40 minutes, you're welcome to.
Totally up to Mike. If you want to crap it until next time, that's fine.
I just won't be here.
Yeah, no, let's cut it because I actually want to get some guitar playing in before it's I have tenants upstairs.
You're later.
Yeah. And actually, Ronnie, we were planning on shooting another video. With Dave talking about that Wolfgang.
Oh.
That guitar. Do you want to do that when I get back, Dave?
Yeah.
Can you?
Of course I can.
40 minutes? 45 minutes?
Yeah, I'm just not going to plug in at that late, but we could talk about it.
Okay. All right, Ronnie. If do you want to join us for that?
Yeah, let me know. I mean, I have no idea. What time is it now?
We're letting you know now.
It'll
be
5
40
to 8.
minutes from now.
It's 5 to 8.
Yeah. I'll just go grab something to eat, then I'm fine. Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
There's people actually watching us right now. Hey, anybody who's watching this, we'll be back in about 45 minutes, and continue on with this stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, Ronnie, great to finally.
Yeah, Ronnie, thank you so much, man.
No, it was a blast. Thanks for having me on, man.
And you're welcome back anytime, especially in 45 minutes. Okay.
Yes, we'll do 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm in.
It'll be all guitar talk.
I'm in, man. Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, all right.
Awesome.
I'll call you guys back in 45 minutes. And
Okay, so what do I do now? Does it go off by itself? Do I need to turn off anything on my end? I don't know.
It should go off by itself.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Okay, do that and just call me before, so that's fine.
Well,
Okay.
Either I'll text you before we go on, or Johnny will text you on your phone just to let you know to get ready.
Perfect. I'll stay in my interview clothes for another.
Awesome.
But this morning, Johnny saw me this morning. I look like a homeless person. You think I'd be on a freeway off ramp? So.
I
Cool.
kind of
Cool.
dress like that all the time. You know, the hoodie and all that crap because it's cold here in New York. You know.
Yeah. You guys are a lot colder than we are. I mean, it's probably like 75 here today. But
Oh man.
Yeah, it was nice here today. It was really
yeah,
nice.
it's starting to warm up again. But the other day it was like 30, so I don't understand. Like it's crazy.
It's a crazy weather, man.
Right?
Crazy weather.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
the what they call the trails, the
Oh, the chemtrails?
trails.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do your thing, man, and just give me a call back.
All right,
Okay.
man.
Okay, Ronny North. What's your website? Real quick, Ronny.
RonnyNorth.com. RonnyNorth.com.
Yes.
Cool.
Check it out.
Awesome.
Check
Awesome.
it out in 45 minutes.
Yes, we'll be back in about 45 minutes. Anybody who's watching us right now, jump on back in. And yes. Okay, Johnny Bean, David Nesdall. Awesome. JohnnyBean.com.
Laters.
See you guys in about 45 minutes.
See
You
you
got
later.
it.
All right.
Peace
Bye.
out.